Welcome into Pick Central. My name is Brandon Walker. I am the host of Barstool's daily gambling show here on YouTube. Also, certain radio stations across this great country of ours. Hello to everybody out there. Hello to my commenters. Hello to everybody in the car. Hello to everybody wherever you are. It is Final Four weekend. We got plenty to talk about with college basketball. Opening day happened yesterday. Today we will have Rico Bosco in the chair to my left. He's off doing something else right now with Dan. They're over there playing entertainers. And to my right, the great Jeff D. Lowe has joined us, and Mimosa. Hi, Mimosa.
Does not want her moment on camera.
Yeah, she is not.
Hi, sweetie.
She's not really enjoying herself too
go.
much yet.
Okay, now
she can go,
you
but just let her roam, man. Let her go.
There you go. You want a bully stick?
Kinda.
And,
Oh, you're talking to her.
All
All right.
the whole time.
Do you?
That was a good song. Huey Lewis in the News.
What about it?
That song that just played.
Absolutely not. That's just a random song. That's not Huey Lewis in the News.
I think you're wrong, but
Well,
can you tell everyone how I got you twice yesterday on two pieces of
Hey,
trivia?
you didn't get me twice.
I got you twice.
How'd you get me twice?
One, you told me that specifically Princeton did not upset UCLA in the RCA Dome. They did.
I remember everything about it. It was 43-41. Gabe Lewis was backdoor. I didn't remember having in the RCA.
And then there was a Moneyball fact, but I won't spoil it because there is a good trivia match on YouTube where you can see where that played.
Yep. And by the way, not to spoil anything either, we used our niche category on sports movies today. I think I'm discovering that sports movies should be my niche category from here on out.
PFT, who got me my job here, and I owe him everything, he has a knack for putting himself in no-win scenarios.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, so it's initially going to be ska music, which he's good at. But,
Right.
like, you have to understand, like, the one downside of the dozen, which I've recognized, some people have noted it, I write the questions. I get some help. I'd say 20% of the questions I get sent in are good. We have a couple people online who help out. There's one guy, Ramsey, used to call into.
I write some questions.
Yeah, you do as well, but obviously not when you're up. So, but it is hard for me because I can't gauge ska music, like what's even, like what would work. And so I said, you should probably change ska music. Like, I don't think you'll like it very much. And then he immediately goes, animals. It's like, yeah, but this should be something that you're like Dante.
Yeah.
Picked Italian food for good reason. I was like, no, you should probably pick something that you know is going to be, you're going to be good at.
I think PFT can't turn off his irony brain for even a second because he always, like when we had the battle of me against him, he tried to go, he used all my categories, and yeah, it's funny for a second, but then if we're doing a niche category, you gotta put something in your wheelhouse. That's where I'm at a very big advantage because I have like 9 wheelhouses. I'm just a machine in so many categories. I'm the best individual player on the dozen. So I was able to save us. You okay? You Master P now? Oh,
you're not.
What's wrong with you?
You are not.
I am.
You're very good though.
No, I'm the best. I'm the best. You can manipulate stats to say whatever you want them to say. Sabermetrics, like my WAR is incredible.
Okay.
All right. Is that my computer that's making that noise?
Yeah, that's you talking.
Okay. All right. What did the somebody says? What did the email of the company say? So apparently people have heard that we've got an email in the company.
Oh wait,
wow, that was quick.
Yeah, it is.
Have they done Viva La Stool about it yet or anything?
Maybe there was a Viva La Stool earlier.
Okay.
I do want to note an overheard at Barstool of Rico saying things about Tyler O'Day. That got out there.
Wait, Rico said something about Tyler O'Day?
Yeah.
Rico Bosco is the worst person ever.
Then I think the email.
Anything.
No comment on that.
I'm not scared of him. You're scared of him.
I want Rico to play on the dozen. It's not scared of him. I want my show to get views, and Rico and his team bring views. So I'm not going to say anything bad about them. But yeah, the email is making its way. The email is the talk of the office right now.
It's getting out there, huh?
But I don't want to be the one to say it on air.
I'm not going to say it either. I'm not going to say it either. It's a very interesting email. It's not, nobody's losing a job or anything. It's not like that.
Yeah.
I'd
almost say opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very opposite of that. Yeah. So if you guys figured out whatever, you said it on the rundown. No, I haven't been on the rundown in 3 days, and the email just came across today. So I have definitely not said this particular email on the rundown. When are we getting another Odaniacs rankings? Great question. I think that's a Yak thing once a month now. Mimosa's just walking around exploring the studio.
I think he said next week.
Exploring the space, baby. Get around. Check it out. That's a nice sweater.
It's Eddie Bauer.
Is it hard to put a sweater on a dog?
No, she's a very obedient dog.
Is she?
I'm a little worried how long this is going to last in here today.
Don't worry about it. We're just talking sports, man. We're just kicking it. If she shits, let her shit.
No, she doesn't do that. She's very well trained.
Did you train her or did you pay to get her trained?
No, I trained her.
I've been very bad at training my dog. My dog it now shits on the deck. It'll go outside and it thinks if it's outside the house it can shit, but the deck is part of the house.
I feel like the deck's an easier cleanup than the.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. You'd rather it shit on the deck than shit in the house. But I wanted to go to the yard. But it stopped yesterday and just shit right on the deck. And it's not ideal. This is a Cal State Fullerton jersey that I am wearing. Cal State Fullerton, if you've been following Starting Nine's tournament, college baseball uniform tournament,
Right.
They're in the Sweet 16, and I encourage everybody to vote for Cal State Fullerton in the next round, the Sweet 16. Let's make sure we get them to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I like the jersey. It's a great logo.
Yeah, great logo.
The elephant logo is outstanding.
A powerful, just a college baseball powerhouse. Let's all vote. I will send you all $1 if you vote for Cal State Fullerton next round. I'm not sure who they're facing, but we need Cal State Fullerton to advance.
To that.
Why not?
I'm not sending people money.
You don't want $1?
I'm not sending. I'll vote. I'm not going to say.
Dude, I'm
I'll
loaded.
Send money. Yeah.
I just voted. Can I have my $1 now?
No, I'll get it to you later. Well, first of all, the vote's not even open until
Right,
Monday.
I'll make
right?
sure you get that $1. TK.
I texted him.
Texted who?
Don't worry about it.
You don't just.
We'll talk after the show.
All right.
By the way, can I start one note? He's just a Starting Nine. Do you agree with the statement made by Marty Mush yesterday?
No, I
Jared-
don't even need to know the statement. I don't need to know the statement. I do not agree with it.
All right, hold on. Marty said Jared is the Rex Chapman of baseball. He's the Rex Chapman of baseball.
No, but
Baseball Twitter.
It's a funny line.
It is pretty
it's
funny.
a funny joke. But no, I have no respect for Rex Chapman, the tweeter. I have respect for Jared Carabas, the baseball tweeter. I think
a fucking 5-head.
I think when it comes to the sport that he covers, and I haven't done much content with Jared. I'd love to do more.
Mm-hmm.
I think when it comes to sport that he covers, I think Jared's per capita maybe the best tweeter in the company.
He covers all teams.
I think it is. I think he is, when it comes to that, his voice and the dry wit and everything, and really dig into the Yankees and dig into everything. I think he's the best tweeter as far as his sport goes in the entire company. I can't think of anybody better.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
So no, I wouldn't say he's Rex Chapman. B-Walk, me and my girl are watching. She agrees you are the man. Oh, shout out to you and your lady. I have a very successful penis, so don't get her anywhere near me. I have 4 kids. Incredible penis on me. Somebody says the odds today, Mimosa poops in the studio plus 200. So that's
actually,
it'll be an upset.
I would agree. She pooped this morning. She peed before she went on the Pick Central here, so we're gonna find out. I don't think she will. I'd be very surprised.
I love how the camera's just following her now. It's pretty much her
really
show.
Good camera work because she's moving around. I'm moving around a lot.
So we have got the Final Four this weekend. I'm kind of stalling, trying to get Rico in here so we can talk Final Four. I have been we had opening day yesterday. Roy Williams is out at North Carolina. We'll talk about who might get that job. I think, and this is a good discussion to start off. I mean, you can just have this discussion. I think it's the number 1 or number 2 college basketball job in the country.
I think it's 1A. I think it's.
Who would you say it is? I think it's Kentucky and North Carolina.
Oh.
As far as jobs in college basketball, I think the top 4 are Carolina, Kentucky, Duke, and Kansas. However, we haven't seen Duke taken out for a ride in a while. Is Duke a one-coach? Is it a one-coach job? I don't know if it's going to. We'll see. But I think North Carolina and Kentucky are 1 and 2 the top jobs in the country.
Okay, I was going to say UNC and Duke.
Duke being a smaller school. And
okay, hold on.
I think Kentucky. I think Kentucky's a better job than Duke.
Let me make my argument though for that. And this is not a Duke. Like I'm not a Duke hater, not a UNC hater. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I think that there's maybe a little more bias when it comes to Duke and UNC than there is with Kentucky. Like when Kentucky's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think Duke maybe gets a little more bubble leniency than Kentucky does. That might be a completely inaccurate statement, but that's why I think I just think when Kentucky is down, there isn't as much like easygoing bubble talk where like Duke this year. Now Kentucky was definitely worse than Duke, but like Duke this year very clearly should not have been in the bubble discussion, and they just were. And we've seen Kentucky in the past. Like remember the NIT team that lost to Robert Moore? Like the Kentucky teams that aren't good, I think they get a little more shit and they're not as easily put on the bubble. That'd be my one thing. I think you get a little more leniency.
But Kentucky has its own conference. It owns a conference. It has no competition in its conference. Like they were terrible this year. Would you be shocked at all for them to win the SEC next year? Of course you would, because they are.
It's the Alabama thing as well with football. Like it is a different. There's a different feeling there when you're there.
I didn't know Dave was coming in today. Wonder where Dave's going.
I don't know.
Okay, cool. Somebody says the UCLA job. No, UCLA is not a top 10 job in college basketball.
Not at all anymore.
No, it was when John Wooden was cheating his ass off out there and protecting himself by saying it was Sam Gilbert.
And I like UCLA, but it's just not.
It's a good program, but it's not an elite job. I mean, if it's an elite job, it wouldn't have got Mick Cronin last time. Mick Cronin, good coach, but he's not. He didn't move the needle, and he's turned out to be a great hire and just what they needed. But no, it's not. UCLA is not a top 5 job. I don't know who I would put at 5 behind the top 4 of North Carolina, Kentucky, Duke, and Kansas. I really don't.
North Carolina, Duke, Kentucky, Kansas.
Michigan State, perhaps? Syracuse? Both of those have been the same guy for years.
I refuse to put Michigan State up there. I refuse to do it.
Right. So I don't really know. Where
I won a title in 20 years.
Yeah, agreed. Who is it? Is it Villanova now?
It might be Nova now.
Yeah.
Nova be just like the Philly stuff, Big East. We talked about this the other day on our movie podcast about like what's that, and I mentioned this to you the other day. The tier below those top 4 is tricky because like I actually would lump UCLA in there. You could argue that Indiana.
No, you couldn't argue Indiana at all.
No, but you can argue that because of what Indiana basketball means and the fact that if you're good, it's immediately top tier. All right, I have to get this piece.
She's fine.
I don't want her eating the tape, Brandon.
Okay, well, get the tape from her, Jeff. Oh, you're just mooning me, Jeff. I just saw everything that you've got to offer.
My bare ass?
I didn't see your bare ass. I just saw your your clothed ass.
Somebody in the chat said that she was minus 9.5 against that tape, so that's actually a big upset that she just lost.
Yeah. Georgetown, no.
No, I even look at champions. Like I fucking love UConn. I'm a diehard UConn fan.
You're scraping the mic.
They're only even mildly in the discussion for that tier because of all the titles because they just got back to the Big East. Right. So I wouldn't say like I just maybe it is maybe Michigan State because they keep getting put in that Champions Club. Win a title in the last 20 years.
I mean, but
it's not fucking Texas, and they only got Chris Beard because he went there.
Like UConn's won 4 titles since '99. I don't think it's UConn. I don't think UConn's a number 5 job in the country.
I'll gas that program up as much, and it's the only team I can talk real shit about. But I wouldn't consider them a part of that.
Jonas Ballard says, B-Walk, put respect on Indiana. No, it's a dead job. It's in the graveyard of college basketball. Again, it is Nebraska football. You're never coming back. Sorry, Indiana.
But see, again, that's why I think the tier below those top 4 is so fascinating because you can make the only one who actually I don't think you could make a strong case against is Nova at this point. But I guess you could because it's a smaller school than a Michigan State.
Top programs attract top coaches. It's like Tennessee football. If Tennessee football is still a top job, how come the last 4 times they put out a help wanted sign for a head coach, they've gotten a shitty coach?
And you said it to me about Indiana.
And if you say Indiana's a top job, no, top jobs attract top people. And getting an NBA lifetime assistant is not a top person. So, no, Indiana's not a top job. Rico, the question is – no, it's not a top job. But the question is the top. Hi, Rico. The question is the top 4 jobs in the country, whatever the order, are Kentucky, Duke, Carolina, and Kansas. What's number 5? If you had to do top 5, what is number 5? Is it Michigan State? Is it Villanova? Is it Syracuse? I don't know the answer to this.
You have to talk assets. It comes down to how much money a program's going to be putting in. Is it UCLA?
No, I don't think so. UCLA, they bubble up every now and then. They get to the Final Four every 10 years, but
they give a shit about basketball.
They give not really, like kind of. I guess for West Coast teams, they give a shit.
Yeah, no, they definitely do. I shout out Ned Armstrong, a neighbor of mine back in Austin. He was UCLA grad, and when it comes to the 2 sports, cares significantly more about basketball. Who was the coach before Mick Cronin? I'm having a brain fart here.
So it went from Ben Howland to
Alford.
It was Alford.
I think it was just Alford.
Yeah, it was Alford.
Lavin before Ben Howland.
Yeah. Okay.
It was Alford.
I don't know.
Ben
in my
Howland,
head, I think.
I'll plug this. Hold your thought. There's a Sports Illustrated story.
Jesus Christ, Rico.
Sorry.
You just walk right in and just telling people to hold their thoughts?
That's why I like this. I'm excited.
The Ben Howland UCLA story in Sports Illustrated
is
one of the most fascinating things ever.
Yeah.
Because they were good, but he was brushing everything under the table.
Yeah.
Like he was like
overlooking
guy.
things,
yeah, it was a wild story.
All right, so Michigan State, maybe.
Also, their football hasn't been good for a long time too.
UCLA, yeah.
They're a program that needs to
What's
be better.
What's that got to do with what we're talking about?
He just said he cares more about basketball than football, right?
Yeah, but UCLA is the flip with Texas.
Football's
way
more
Texas
important
is making their arena smaller. They're getting a smaller arena
for basketball.
Yes,
that's weird.
Chris,
But again, Beard went there because Beard went there and he was a GA there.
when I found out Beard was going, I was very disappointed. I was like, that sucks. I'd rather him stay at Texas Tech and build something than go to this name program. Whatever. I didn't like it, but I didn't know Chris Beard went to Texas.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was on the loan.
That's the big thing.
That changes everything.
I forgot that too.
I don't think
Also Abilene, I think too. I don't know if he went there for grad school
I feel like Abilene's going to hire the Texas Tech's going to hire the Abilene guy.
or the North Texas guy.
it's just going to be a circle of coaches in Texas.
You might as well. You know every
It
high
is
school.
crazy.
You have your relationships.
It is crazy. Like Texas Tech and Texas, they're doing this coach mumbo jumbo. They're doing all this dancing. And meanwhile, Baylor and Houston are just playing in the Final Four tomorrow. Two Texas teams that are not the name programs just playing in the Final Four tomorrow.
I have a lot of friends who went there. Shout out, great folks. That school's brand is a fucking joke.
Texas?
It's just such a joke.
All right, speaking of jokes, this one guy, Brandon, talking trash about Tennessee. Shake my head. Look at your school, man. No championships. If you're a Tennessee fan saying, "Ooh, we're better than Mississippi State," first of all, you're lying to yourself. You fucking hillbilly. Second, Tennessee's Radio Shack's blockbuster video at Sears. Great brands in the '90s. Absolute trash now. Go fuck yourself. You're below Mississippi. You're gum off my shoe. You piece of shit. Sometimes I like to get fired up.
Yeah.
We're fired up on a
It's
Friday.
an SEC thing.
It's fired up Friday. What's Dave doing here, Rico? I didn't know Dave was coming in.
I don't know. He wouldn't give an answer.
Hmm.
Said he came in. Asked him what he was doing for Easter.
He said he came in. He's Jewish, Rico.
It's a Sunday for him. You can still go to somebody's house for Sunday dinner.
I don't think you asked a Jewish person what they're doing for Easter.
Okay. I asked him what he was doing Sunday.
I forgot. You're public. You're not Catholic. That's
Very
your
Catholic.
public religion. Did Rico try to squeeze out the dog yet? No, the dog's still here.
No, Rico's met Mimosa.
Dog's a lot better behaved than some of the other dogs I've seen here.
What is she eating?
It's a bully stick.
Oh, is it good?
It's made out of like bull penis.
Can you pull it
It's
and
made-
like?
No,
Yeah, you can pull a bull penis.
Yeah,
No, I meant pull it and they like do like.
yeah. She likes to play. She's not a. She
What?
likes to fetch. She
No,
likes
it's
to kind
funny.
of fight.
I
for
was just
stuff.
We'll show the people.
No, it's just a funny image.
I'll charge
she's-
you for that.
Do the noise again. Rico, great shoes.
Thanks, man.
Fantastic.
One of the
shoes.
only ones I
Oh,
care about.
fuck.
Yeah. Phenomenal shoes. The D Browns, right?
Yeah.
I've been trying to find pumps on
Love
StockX.
'em.
I'm trying to find the Kamikaze, but I can't get them in my size.
Who's zooming in? Fucking
the camera guy? What?
size does that say?
I don't. I
What?
can't. Eight. What does that say? 8.5.
What does that say?
A.
What does it say, Jeff?
I actually can't. I can't.
We'll get Jeff down there to read it. Jeff, get down there and read his shoe size. We can't zoom in that far. What's it say?
10.5 US.
Thank you.
Oh, so you got a lot of room.
Bricks.
Jeff, will you get back down there and poke his toes?
No, I
I'll
would need.
poke
I
his
would need.
toes.
I would need the silver board. What's like this that silver shoe board? Yeah. I don't have that. I can't do this. I
Right
can't.
up to the edge. Right up to the edge. I leave a little. What do you want me to do? 10.5. It's not two sizes.
I'd say you're a solid 10.
Yeah.
All right, final four.
I wear fucking 11s because I got wide feet.
Where does Buzz Williams fit into this? They're gonna make a move at Texas A&M. He hasn't been good there.
I forgot Buzz Williams went to Texas.
So
A&M.
did I.
There's no buzz around it.
No, yeah.
Hello.
That's another thing that's even.
That was a weird. Him leaving where he left to go to there was
He
really
went
weird.
there though, right?
Did he? I'd say those.
I
I
don't know.
forget
That I might
too.
be wrong on. That might be a.
So he went from Marquette to VTech, from VTech to Texas A&M. Like he took 2 steps back. Well, you'd rather be at Marquette than you'd Texas A&M.
You're making way more money in Marquette's.
That's money, but that's another one where football it doesn't. But that's a skate by job. It doesn't fucking matter. I did see an interesting thing about Shaka though. I didn't know Shaka and Beard had the same agent.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. That like maybe that was like a little song and dance though, because again Texas.
No way.
Texas is a job where basketball. It doesn't matter if the team across the street is playing well in the fall. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck, period. And like if there's a Texas fan in the chat or wants to tweet, like I'm sorry. Like I went to games my whole life. Like they just don't care.
Well, they went to a Final Four in 03 with TJ
03.
Ford.
That was it.
That was it.
Made no. I mean,
Couldn't do anything with
you
Durant.
barely remember it. It didn't really happen. You know.
They'll show up and like if they're in the Final Four, they'll care and they'll cheer and like they're a fan base that will show up when it's the time. But like they just care. Like no Texas fan can look me in the eye and say they care more about basketball than football.
No,
Not one.
it's Alabama. It's an Alabama situation. Alabama holds a spring. If they were in the Final Four and they held spring football game tomorrow,
Yeah.
the fans are watching the spring football game, and that's just the truth.
They'll
And
be there when they light the tower up, but that
I've never been to Austin.
I mean, it's my hometown. I fucking love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you here?
this is what I decided to do.
If you ever had a choice to be here or some other city, like in the deep south, like way down south?
If I had my
very south, like the southern tip of Florida. If you had a choice of being here or the southern tip of Florida, which one would you say? South Beach, somewhere around there?
I would take, if you're talking about like, that well-known city, then probably that well-known
What
city.
about you, Rico?
Played here,
Yeah.
got paid here.
You got the fake
Stayed
Italian.
here.
You got the fake Italian thing too. You got to
Played
see
here,
that
paid
out.
here, stayed here.
LeBron. Final four this weekend: Gonzaga, UCLA, Houston, Baylor. Feels like a rat line. Houston, Baylor.
Hasn't moved since it was
Has
Line
not moved.
screams Houston.
It screams Houston. Houston 24-3, and Houston is a almost a carbon copy of Baylor, just not quite as explosive on the offensive end. But they can score when they need to score. But their defense is elite. It feels like. I know you think Gonzaga Baylor would be one of the most anticipated games of all time. It would be an incredible game, number one versus number two. Houston could be the fly in the ointment here.
Yes, I think so. But the other thing you worry about too is like 5 points. People keep saying, "Oh, it's a lot of points in basketball." No, it's not. I don't think it is.
No, it's not a lot of
No.
points. Yeah.
Right. So if you think Baylor is going to win the game, and they're going to be up 2 or 3, they have to be in the last possession, then you get into the fouls and say, just take Baylor. I advise on advisors, take Houston. I now am flipping myself. I do think Houston could be the fly in the
You've
ointment.
been talking about Houston all week. Now you're flipping to Baylor.
Yeah, because 5 is not enough.
No, I would take. I said this yesterday. I would take Baylor at 5. A little more, I would take Houston.
I don't think a side here is the right way to go. I think this is an under game. I think it's been an under tournament.
That I agree with.
I think it's an under Final Four. I think you could parlay both games tomorrow night, under, and you're going to make money because
Or Big Cats play. The overs involved.
Houston. Well, that's fine. But
Barstool Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Houston has not gotten out of the 60s yet. Their first round game, they scored 89 against Cleveland State. But outside of that, they've not gotten out of the 60s, not even threatened to get out of the 60s. And Baylor clamps down on you. I don't see Houston scoring more than 55 or 60. I can't see that with Baylor either because Houston is very good defensively too. I think that's an under game. And I think Gonzaga, you're going to need UCLA to get to at least 60, 65 to hit that over. That's not happening.
That under I love. The 14 there is that one I don't even know if I'm going to even think about touching.
Gonzaga first half.
Yeah.
They come out and fucking
'Cause
punch
I
'em.
do
Especially if Baylor wins. I said this to Brandon. Baylor wins. Katie was like, "Oh, they might not know what's going on in the arena." I'm like, "Are you crazy? They're going to absolutely know who wins the fucking game."
Wait, what?
What?
Huh? What?
Like they might not know what's
What?
She was like a throwaway comment. She was like,
I was looking at the dog.
She said they're not going to be watching the game.
I was
She's
looking
like,
at
"Oh,
Mimosa.
they're not
Honest
gonna
to
be."
God.
But they'll know.
They're going to know.
They'll know who won the fucking game.
Yes.
So I'm like, if Baylor wins, bet the fucking house responsibly on Gonzaga.
Yeah, UCLA, they're going to try and slow it down.
But
I don't know how much that matters, but I do like the under I love. The 14, I still, because even if UCLA slows it down, they played like shit at the end of that Michigan game. And what seed line flames out more in the than in the Final Four than 11 seeds? The last couple, I need to retract immediately what I just said because Loyola did have Michigan for most of that game. But VCU got pummeled.
George
LSU,
Mason.
yeah,
but
Mason.
you're also, you've jumped up in a bunch of weight classes when you get to the Final Four as an 11 seed. You can get by picking off the threes and picking off the fours, and you get up there George Mason played Florida.
But it's that big gassed up run.
Yeah,
it's that big gassed up 11 seed underdog run, and they scrape by against Michigan. It just feels like they're gonna crash. And burn.
Even more so, UCLA needed overtime to beat Michigan State. Okay,
overtime to beat Bama.
I was trying to get to that. Who'd they beat in the first round? I forget. It was
Who?
an overrated.
BYU.
BYU is maybe the most overseeded team in the tournament. So there's another lucky draw. Who was their 3? It wasn't. It was Abilene Christian,
It was Abilene
correct?
Christian,
So they
yeah.
were
Beat the
wearing
snot
white
out of
in
them.
the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Or the second round.
Second
Round. They were wearing white. That's crazy. Used a miracle to beat Alabama with luck of how many free throws they missed. Used kind of a miracle to Michigan to play their worst game possible. UCLA, you do get these teams who are on a run. The bubbles eventually got to break. I think Gonzaga kills them.
I agree Gonzaga's going to win and win easily, but there's something to be said where teams just continue to have their worst game against you. At some point, Michigan didn't just decide to have a bad game that day. Alabama didn't just decide to have a
And
bad
that
game
style
that day.
of play, they've slowed. They slowed that fucking Michigan game.
But
down
even with
so
those
much.
breaks, 2 free throws on both sides.
Yeah.
The game's all they did. As bad as that team played, they just needed 2 free throws.
But
and
you
they
know what
still
you're
would've beat
describing?
them.
You know what you're describing? Basketball. That's
Absolutely.
basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to make your free throws.
Absolutely.
And-
But I think Water finds its level. They were an 11 seed.
Fair enough. But they get to overtime. Alabama misses all the free throws, and they make the 3 to get to overtime. And UCLA beat the shit out of them.
They did beat the shit out
And
of them.
they didn't need free throws missed in overtime. They
No,
beat
they
the
didn't.
fuck out
They
of them
beat
in
the shit out of
overtime.
them.
So when the chips were down, it was nut cutting time. They survived. So I'm a big. But that's not going to matter against Gonzaga. Nobody's staying within 10 points.
that-
of Gonzaga. Nobody in this country.
And that's my thing.
Yo.
All right.
You'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Works for me.
You want to come in later? Fine. You want to come in later? Yeah.
Come here.
Don't let Mimosa out.
Yeah, no, that's that's my thing. That's why 14 still feels like I just don't love it because UCLA does slow it down so much that it just feels like that if they play well, even if like they could play well and still and couldn't get blown out and Gonzaga wins by like 10, but like you're right, is UCLA, like you give them some credit for making these teams play their style, but Gonzaga I think trumps all of that. Like that's just how good they are. I think you're right.
And it has nothing to do with UCLA.
No, yeah,
Gonzaga,
yeah.
I don't think there's anybody in this country within 10 points because they have 5 guys who can get their own shot. They also have 5 guys who know how to get the ball to the next guy and get the open. They're the best passing team in the country. They're the most fluid offensive team in the country. They're experienced. They like when they went up against the last team they went up against, and we're wondering, okay, Mobley, he's gonna be an advantage against Timmy. Timmy's fine, but he's not athletic. He's not gonna. Timmy beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Timmy just wore him out. And Mobley got 17 late points, but Timmy dominated that matchup. He's experienced. He knows how to play his game. And I don't see who on UCLA slows him. Like, they're 5 guys. It's a beautiful basketball team. It's an absolutely gorgeous basketball
say,
team.
We will play slow,
Yeah.
but unlike maybe your other opponents, we're consistent. We'll play slow. We're going to score every fucking possession. That is in my head what I see happening. I think UCLA is a good team. I think they blew a lot of leads all year. I think that's what hurt their seed line. I think the Pac-12 bias definitely hurt them too. But I think it now gets to a point where, yeah, they're good. They'll get them to play their pace, but Gonzaga's going to be like, sure.
You know what Gonzaga's
We're
best
just gonna
skill
score
is?
every time.
Gonzaga's best skill is getting the best shot on every possession, getting layups, getting wide open threes, getting wide open mid-range jumpers. They do that because they trust each other. They got 5 great passers, 5 great scorers, so everything's always a good look. And even if you slow it down, they say, we'll slow it down. We're still getting the best shot. We're still getting a wide open look. So we're going to score at a very much higher clip during our possessions than you are. So that's why I love Gonzaga to cover the 14. I love the game to stay under because I just don't see UCLA scoring more than 60.
Also, Brandon,
High.
Gonzaga has an edge.
Speaking of edge, you know how I like to get my edge? Body Armor Edge, sitting right in front of me. The Orange Frenzy, the Tropical Chaos, the Berry Blitz, the Power Punch. It is delicious. It has 100 milligrams of caffeine to kick you in the butt each morning. Has 1,000 milligrams of electrolytes to keep you going throughout the day. It is the energy drink to end all is the sports energy drink to end all sports energy drinks. It is delicious. It's fantastic. Try it out. I'm drinking the Body Armor water right now because it's one of the best waters on the market. But when I need to get going, when I need to have myself a day, I turn to the Body Armor Edge. I love the Tropical Chaos. That's the best one that I have found so far. You might like the Orange Frenzy, the Berry Blitz. It's in 7-Eleven. It's on Amazon. Check it out. Go to drinkbodyarmor.com if you have any more questions. Body Armor Edge. Thank you for that incredible segue, TJ.
Yes.
I just want you to show up every now and then and just
I'll
park
shit my pants in 15
just
minutes.
drive your Segway in, park it, and then leave. That's
All
all. That's all I need you to do. So yeah, we got the Final Four. We'll talk about when Rico gets back. Did you see this Orlovsky Justin Fields thing?
Yeah, it's weird.
So
I'm typically an Orlovsky guy, not for like any.
I don't
UConn
mind.
reasons, like I don't care about UConn football, but like I typically like him.
but I don't
Weird.
mind Orlovsky here because what's Orlovsky doing? He's I don't think he's making it up. So he's getting killed because he went on another show the other day and he said that behind the scenes NFL guys are thinking Justin Fields doesn't have that great of a work ethic, which then it just blew up. You've got Ohio State coaches stepping forward and saying yeah he does. You've got other people saying yeah he does. But Orlovsky's like catching all this heat because of it for saying it. But isn't that the way sports media works? We talk to these anonymous sources. They say something. We put it out there. We don't kill the guy, the messenger.
I think I was more surprised by it because Orlovsky is such a fucking X's and O's guy.
Yeah.
that's just not an X's and O's breakdown of a prospect.
Yeah.
It's just it's not. And now maybe you think which is fair if you think I'm wrong on that. Like that's maybe in his job description. Like, but he's just such an X's and O's guy,
Right.
That whole thing just sort of caught me off guard.
But part of the X's and O's of the NFL draft, not football itself, but part of the X's and O's of the NFL draft is the pieces and what people are saying, and what people are saying about the guy's character or his personality or his height, his weight, whatever people are saying. That's the X's and O's of the draft itself, the draft game. The draft game is different from the football game.
I think that's why I was just surprised though, because I guess we're not used to seeing him talk about the draft. Like Orlovsky kind of hit that next level this year in terms of football analysis, I guess, right? He does those he doesn't stop breathing on, what's it called? Get Out. No, Get Out's the movie from Jordan Peele.
Correct.
What's the show he's on?
Get On Up. Get Up. Get Up. No.
Get On Up's a movie and a song.
It's
a song and a
first,
movie.
It's Get Up, right?
It's Get Up. Okay, Get Up.
Is it Get Up? What's the name of the show?
It's Get Up.
It's not Get Up.
I should have known that. It's
Okay.
Get Up. It's absolutely Get Up.
All right.
That was bad miss on my part.
Yeah. Well,
but
I wish I had your buzzer from the dozen.
It's the Family Feud app on the App Store, by the way. That's all it is. But he kind of blew up this year on doing the X's and O's, and it was never there never really was any it was always football based with him.
Yeah.
And so I was just kind of surprised that he was the one making if Kuiper or McShay said that, that's what they do the full thorough draft reporting.
Well, we'll see.
I like Justin Fields. I think
I like him more.
I think a smear campaign by the Patriots, so he falls to the Patriots.
I like him more than I like Zach Wilson.
Genius move. That's what
Zach Wilson didn't play anybody this year. Justin Fields had 50 touchdowns, 3 interceptions a year ago.
You know who Zach Wilson's getting compared to. You've seen the comparisons.
I've seen him. Tell me what it is though.
They're like this is what they were saying about Mahomes.
Oh, boy.
That's danger. That's tough. That's a tough comp.
Yeah, but Mahomes had more than 1 year, right? And Mahomes did it for a while. Zach Wilson came out of nowhere.
But I've seen that a bunch. They're these are the throws that they were showing for Mahomes. This is what they were saying about Mahomes.
Who were they comparing Mahomes to?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, if you look, a lot of the throws and a lot of the thing, this is what they were saying pre-draft about Mahomes. Because now people want to find that who's the Mahomes, who's the guy that we overlook Chris Sims did that.
Yeah.
With his rankings.
Well, Chris Sims is he's got a little bit of please look at me. He said Kellen Mond was better than some of these guys at some point.
To the point of Chris Sims though, his rankings have been really good. Right? He's had these unorthodox rankings that get roasted every year, and then he ends up kind of being right.
You know what I've noticed in this quarterback season, this combine season, more than I've noticed before, is going gaga over these pro day throws as if they matter at all. Every single quarterback that's had a pro day has had one clip go where they roll to the left and they throw it a mile. First of all, it's pro day. Your receiver has nobody stopping him, so you can throw it to any point on the field and he can run under. He can make it look like you've hit him in stride because he is running free. He is not running with a cornerback beside him. So you roll out, throw it 90 yards, and it ends up a completion. You've got your clip. Justin Fields had one. Mm-hmm. Zach Wilson. These are not realistic throws. Why are we going gaga over this stuff?
You remember when they had when Manziel had his pro day? They were throwing brooms at him, they were waving brooms.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I remember I had a Browns breakdown guy I followed way back then. It's 7 years ago. He tweeted, he goes, this makes me sad, and then they ended up drafting him a month later.
Can I
never want to see this.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Mimosa's a good girl.
Thank you. She's
a very well-behaved dog.
Shih Tzus, though, I'm not gonna take. I'm not Caesar Milan. Is that the dog whisperer?
Uh-huh.
I'm not a dog whisperer, but Shih Tzus, we
I
talk
have
about
a Shih Tzu.
Yeah,
they're
naturally.
I didn't know that.
Well-behaved.
Family does. I can't take that.
I never. Caesar Milan, dog whisperer, had a moment. He had a moment.
Yeah,
it's kind of gone. I haven't thought of the dog whisperer in 10 years.
And you won't again after this show.
No.
After this next 5 seconds.
He had a real moment. That was a show you watched, and you just get entranced for 60 minutes, and then you can walk away and never watch it again, be just fine. But he had a moment. Good for him. Dog
Speaking
whisperer.
of Shih Tzu.
No. Absolutely not.
Dude wipes.
That was a very shitty interjection. Dude wipes. They take care of you this March Madness, this tournament. You're eating the bad food. You're eating the wings. You're eating the nachos. You're eating all the good shit in life that makes you take bad shits. You want to go to the bathroom. You don't use that dry, scratchy toilet paper. No. You take care of that butt, boys. You take care of that thing because that carries all your shit around, and you don't want your shit following you around. So you do the dude wipes. They got the fresh, the wetness. You take care of your butthole. Dry, scratchy toilet paper. You don't want to walk around with mud butt all day. Nope. Dude wipes. Dudewipes.com. Walk15 is the code, WALK15, the code to get 15% off your order. Dudewipes.com. They got the little single-use handies right here that I have in front of me. They got the stuff that you stick on your, the thing of wipes, the package of
If
wipes.
you don't wipe with those,
You're an asshole.
yes.
Dynamite drop
I
in
was gonna
money.
say, I was gonna say just a mistake.
Dudewipes.com. Check it out. So Rico, how'd that go?
It was good. You'll have to see the video. They kind of, they ran the pick and roll.
Ran the pick and roll.
Can't defend it.
You've been here 8 years. You don't know.
I cannot defend pick and roll.
Talking hoop at the desk the other day, I'm sorry, it was one of the funniest things I've seen since I've
That's
been
all
here.
I want to do.
How do you
Just
not know
talk
how
to
to
who?
defend the pick and roll yet? You need a teammate.
I do.
You were
Only problem is every
Not
teammate
a
they hire
teammate
for
guy.
you fire.
Not a
them.
teammate guy.
I don't like I know every now and then we get this like somebody last night was giving fight shit. They're like, there's no way you puke all the time. Like there's always people who think that like what we do here is like some things are staged and fake. That Dave comment to you the other morning was one of the most genuinely perfectly timed things I've ever seen here because you sat down in front of me and there really wasn't anyone here yet and you said like I'm tired of all the opinions. Like this is going to be a great.
I
national
can't have
champion-
opinions,
Yeah, you said I
yeah.
can't have opinions. I'm tired of all.
Can't, I
This
gotta
will
be
be
a
a
robot.
great national
I'm a robot.
championship. 30 seconds went by after that. Dave walked in with Big Cat and looked right at you and goes, he said like it's one of the worst Final Fours. It was almost like he had he was Impractical Jokers. Like he heard it behind the scenes and walked in and said it to you. It just couldn't have worked out any worse.
But you did say
clip, though.
when we were on the stream the other night, you said, "Would this be the most anticipated national championship game ever?" You want to walk that back, or you want to keep with it?
I still think it's gonna be a great championship game.
I think. Well, it's good.
If
Like
it happens.
I get all the negative comments on it, but again, I've said it a million times. Haven't had a championship game in 2 years.
Yeah.
You have the two coaches who are supposed to break through,
Right.
competing against each other. You have 1-2 wire to wire.
Yeah.
The game was supposed to be played, and we didn't get it.
I think you're just saying it wrong. I think it will be an incredible championship game as far as pure basketball purist. If it's Baylor Gonzaga, let me say
Right.
that. If it's Baylor Gonzaga, if the seeds hold up, it will be, as far as basketball goes, one of the great clashes we've had as far as the number one, the number two all year long get together. They've got 2 losses combined. That's all by one team. It will be incredible. But it will not be anticipated.
Oh yeah, Gonzaga going for undefeated. You're right.
It will not be anticipated on a global
Yeah, but there's a
scale
lot- you're
because there's
right.
not a name program
But
and
there's a lot
there's
of
not a
peop-
star.
There's a lot of people like, oh, this Super Bowl sucks. It's this team versus this team, 2 non-mark, and you're like, well, it's still gonna be a good game. Like, so
Yeah.
whatever. I get it.
But I think this. I think from a college basketball guy who watches every single game, this is an incredible. This would be an incredible happening for Joe Public out there who doesn't really care about college basketball but always tune in to watch the championship game. This isn't going to blow their skirt up. So it's kind of a mix.
You know, I also wanted to happen because that would have been the national. Well, people would have taken the interchangeable Baylor, Illinois, I think, until they saw Illinois maybe wasn't as good as we thought. But you heard the take a lot that I really don't like of like, oh, this fucking upsets. Upsets ruin the tournament. Upsets don't get you. These are your number 1 and 2. Like if that still
right.
happens, and then you also had the most upsets ever, that maybe not officially debunks all that bullshit, but we had a lot of upsets. Even though not a great tournament, by the way, not a great tournament, not enough buzzer beaters, none.
Been
None.
a bad tournament,
Not even a good tournament.
and not even
Yeah,
not
tournament.
high
And you know
quality
what?
basketball.
I think when the minute I die, which could be soon the way I live, would be we're gonna get to heaven and God's gonna be like, hey, go in the back, a couple of high noons, a couple of body armors, and you're gonna get to watch the 2020 tournament because that one would have been the
Yeah.
best ever.
Yeah, like God's letting people get people fired to come into heaven.
I will say it is funny though because that seems like a really like lame hypothetical that like sports fans would have. Would be
I'd have to wait a little bit. I got an appointment. I'd get an appointment.
I know a guy.
I'd get an appointment.
You'd grease Peter.
Yeah, I'd grease Peter.
that would be like a lame hypothetical where it's like, would you rather have a tournament with all the upsets but no buzzer beaters, or a tournament with a bunch of buzzer beaters but no upsets?
Yeah.
That's what we've
Right.
gotten. The record upsets, no buzzer beaters, except for
I think
Bama kind of was.
It was
and-
record
The 2
upsets?
buzzer. It's the most double-digit seed wins I think ever.
Yeah.
I may be wrong on that stat, but it's something along.
Yeah, but
those
you know,
lines.
maybe the problem was that the upsets were boring. Like Oregon State beat the shit out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, it just hasn't been.
Yeah.
Syracuse beat the shit out of San Diego State.
Yeah, we needed some buzzer beaters along the way. We had 2 buzzer beaters to force overtime, and that was Virginia Tech, Florida. That was Alabama.
Which the
UCLA.
Virginia Tech Florida was the first game too.
Yeah.
First
You're
game.
like, oh man, it's back, baby. And then there wasn't one
Nothing.
until the Elite Eight.
What are you doing, Colby?
Or Sweet 16.
I'll never forget that Monday. That Monday of the second round was maybe the worst day of basketball I've ever watched. In terms of excitement level,
That was very boring.
horrible.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
real bad.
we should have flown out Monday morning.
Yeah,
We would have got back for the games.
that was that was real bad. What else we got? We got opening day overreactions. Rico, big Yankees fan. What'd you think?
I'm a Mets fan. Sucks we're not playing. Blue Jays is spunky.
Blue Jays are good. They're not spunky. That lineup is.
I forgot that rule was back, by the way.
The second base.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand why they brought back some
They
rules
kept
and
it
not
in
the
extra
others.
innings?
Yeah, you started second base in
I
extra
didn't watch
innings.
the end of the Yankee game. Sorry.
There were multiple games like that. Like the Braves Phillies went to extra innings. I think the Yankees as well.
I don't like that.
Like, did you
I
see-
don't mind
you see
that rule.
Smitty's play on the sports book.
No, what was it?
Yeah.
It was like
Missed it by one strikeout.
it was
It's great value.
like no, it was like under certain. Then they wait. Did it get busted on the strikeout or because
Yeah,
of the
got
2
busted
runs?
on the strikeouts.
Oh, I thought it got busted because they scored 2 in the 9th inning.
No,
Whatever it was, he hit
I'll
like
tell you right now.
everything, and then it just like it went to shit in the final inning.
Everybody's talking about Marty. Marty will be back next week, I believe. And Ben Mentz will be back. Ben Mentz is in North Carolina to go to his niece's christening. Or
Phillies to lead after. Who cares? Phillies to lead after 5. We're doing a pick show.
You don't think people care about where Ben
They do.
Mentz and Marty are?
I
I'm
love
not-
Ben Fence. I do. I'm just being
Yeah,
serious.
because he's in the mentorship program. that you
Phillies
made
to
up.
lead after 5 innings, which they did. Braves to score under 1.5 runs in the first 5 innings, which they did.
Okay.
Aaron Nola records 7+ strikeouts, so he missed it by 2.
Okay, all right. Still, that's tough.
Yeah, it's very
That's rough.
tough.
There are 2 games tonight, by the way.
2 games what? Baseball?
Basketball.
NBA games? Or?
Paige Buckets is playing. Today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Paige
women's Final
Becker's.
Four.
So that's you got
you
that.
can take back me and Jack back on the sports book. You can take UConn money line and then over 130.
I have
Plus
that little.
140 right
You
now.
gave it a full 4-1, 5-1.
It was 4-1.
4-1. I
Yeah.
got that stash.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that-
I
yep.
need. You need that one.
Yeah, I got that too. I love Paige. Paige is so fun to watch.
I brought I would have wore the UConn sweater front and center. Right now.
I
I'm
said it the
fucking
other day,
fired up.
but the best game in all of March Madness has been
Baylor, UConn.
Baylor UConn women. It was the best game. Probably the wrong winner. That was a
Respect.
foul, but whatever.
I mean,
know.
Paige got fouled right before that. a little
UConn's
before.
always gonna get the calls.
The push in the back was not a push in the back. It's
UConn's
okay.
always. Have we ever talked about 2017 and when Mississippi State
We've
broke your
not.
program?
We have not.
Just broke your program, and you haven't gotten back to that level since.
Yeah, it
Gino's a
sucked.
whiner, though, right?
Of course, he's a whiner.
My reasoning for not being as diehard about the women is almost completely on. I don't love Gino. I'm a huge Calhoun guy.
There's a story that
You like Calhoun?
I'm a massive
Calhoun was a dick.
no,
But he's a funny
my
dick.
my mom worked at this place in Farmington, Connecticut, where he'd go in now. Like I met Calhoun. Calhoun is the fucking man. I love Calhoun.
There's a story that Calhoun and Oriema, when they were bumping heads, that Calhoun
Gross.
put up a sign that said, like UConn, where the men are men or something. They were mad about court time, something. You might have heard of this. And Calhoun put something up like where the men are men. So Oriema went and put like, where the UConn basketball, where the men are men, but the women hang banners, like right in his fucking face. I don't think the two of them liked each
They
other
did
very
not.
much.
Well, whatever it was, it worked. I mean,
Yeah.
Calhoun won 3 titles, right? And then Gino's won 28 or 29, whatever, some ridiculous number. I don't know how
50
many they've
titles,
actually
yeah.
won. How many they won?
It's
10? He passed Pat Summitt, right? He hasn't won one since 16, but he's won.
It's 21 Final Fours and I always get it wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You're
so
the trivia guy.
huge UConn guy.
Fuck me. It's okay.
The Dozen today. By the way, if you haven't watched The Dozen, go watch The Dozen. It's me and PFT and Fran, the experts.
Is there a college basketball category?
There was. I no spoilers, but I got mine right. So
I like to get the lows.
you had an entire show to get a bunch of college basketball answers.
We
and
only
you,
had about 8 rounds of that. The first 4 rounds.
12
was
rounds?
Was
Yeah,
mental warfare.
Yeah, hold on, Jeff. You had 12 rounds. You only got 4 points. And you're the college basketball
First
podcast.
4 rounds were a throwaway. I was still in shock.
Okay, let's say you only had 8 rounds.
From the debauchery.
You still only got 4 points in 8 rounds. So
I think Marty didn't help at all.
I did talk shit to you earlier. I'm not going to be like one of the people on The Dozen who pretends they would have known the answer. I would have said 9. I was off. It was 11. I'd have been dead fucking wrong. So
What,
you were more
championship for
you were
UConn?
more correct there than me.
Well, I was just being.
You were more correct there than me.
Yeah, I usually am.
I was wrong.
Mm-hmm. Although if we could do Prices Right rules, you would have won.
So that's a classic.
Yes.
That's another thing that people give me. They don't give me shit for, but they're like, anything pre like 1999, Jeff. That is very true, no matter what it is.
All right, so let me go ahead and give my picks. I think we all pretty much came out of yesterday like 500, around the 500 area.
I didn't miss it. I didn't miss one pick yesterday.
I got it. Is Mimosa all right? I hear
I
crinkling
can't.
of paper.
Cannot see her from here.
Can we get a camera here? She is. Okay.
She's segueing you to do the last ad.
She
She's
eating
chewing my paper.
Is she?
She's eating the paper.
Mimosa.
My uncle had a dog that could talk.
Oh, shit.
Can I get a zoom in on
Sweetie, come here.
what Mimosa's done to my paper? It's fine. It's treat. You want a treat?
Girl.
Why am
she
I
spits out the paper.
Why am I talking to the dog like that?
My uncle had a dog that could talk, Brandon.
Really?
Brought him into a bar one time.
Probably the
tells
only-
the bartender, if I get free drinks if the dog could talk. I go, okay. So he goes, hey, Mimosa, who's the best baseball player of all time? Dog goes, Roof. Who's the best player for the Yankees? Roof. They throw the fucking. They throw the dog. They throw the dog. They throw my uncle out, and they get outside, and the dog turns to him and says, "Think I should have said Mickey Mantle."
I never want to do a show with you ever again. We just got bamboozled.
No, you didn't get. I didn't get bamboozled. I knew something stupid was coming.
The dog
I
could
knew something
talk.
stupid was coming the whole
The
time.
dog could talk. Says, you think I should have said Mickey Mantle?
I don't want to look at you. I don't even want to. I fucking bought that.
Hey Rico,
What?
fuck you. Okay. All right. So Stable Duel app.
Ever tell you about the 4 nuns waiting to get into heaven? We talked about heaven.
Why don't you
before.
tell me?
That's a dirty one. It's Holy Week.
Would
I
you have
can't
told
tell.
that if Big Cat or Dave was in here? Would you-
Absolutely not. Absolutely
can't
not.
believe-
They have no sense of humor.
Ruth.
I can't believe you just did that to
You
us.
like it though. You like it though, no? You might use it at Easter dinner.
No, I'm never using
No,
that.
it's because you have Easter
I don't
breakfast.
even-
You fucking weirdo.
No, I'm gonna have Easter at noon, just like you're supposed to.
Colby should have dunged me too. That one hurt.
He does dung.
Yeah, dung.
Dung is shit.
We no longer own the ding.
We don't-
Really?
We can't get our own ding.
Damn, they took that. They took like everything.
Wait.
out of it.
Oh fuck.
We can't get it. We can't
No,
download another
no.
ding.
What did they do with the board with the hot calls?
Oh dear, all your calls gone. Oh, Rico.
No.
It might be in the room.
The speed dial.
I don't know.
I
We can
want
look for it.
that board. Please track that down.
I'll talk to my
What?
people.
I was number 1 on the thing.
Oh, okay, fine. You want the speed dial just to
Please
see your name
track that
first?
down.
It's a fucking collector's item. I was number 1 on the.
You're the only
fucking-
collector that wants it.
Okay, I'll raffle it off.
What about all the iconic calls you had in? You think those are just gone to history?
Nah, I used to screen record them. I haven't saved.
Wait,
some.
can I tell a really quick story before the ad read? About
Please.
collector's items. We interviewed a little piece from our Topher Grace interview. We talked to Topher Grace, and he mentioned that he used in his house. He took the couch from that '70s show,
Oh.
and he had it in his house. And his girlfriend at the time, now his wife, when they were moving, this is
Oh.
incredible spin zone. She'd never watched. She didn't care about the show. She's like, I don't want the cat. Like, we're not taking
Yeah.
this. And he said, yeah, but this is what I have from the show. This is a collector's item. And she said, no, you have the best collector's item of all. And he's like, what? He said, you're the guy from that '70s show. And he threw the couch away.
I'd still want the
Nah,
couch.
That's a
that
pretty good
doesn't
fucking.
sell me,
That's.
though.
I mean, it wouldn't have sold, but that's a
I
pretty.
think she was copping. That's a cop out.
that's a
think I'd
very.
want the
That's
couch.
but that's a great sell by
yeah.
his wife.
Well,
that
want the
was,
couch.
But what do you say to that though in that moment?
Well,
Like,
no, you can't say anything.
like,
to the
oh,
woman. She's
fuck.
the one. All right.
I'd want the couch.
Ruth.
Be pretty cool to go to that game, though.
Stable Duel app. Finally, horse racing has a contest worth playing. Stable Duel brings more action with its fantasy-style game where you can play against others for big money payouts. Just like fantasy football and baseball, you draft a team of 10 horses. You watch the points pile up. You don't have to know much about horse racing to do it. You'll see everything right there. You'll see the rankings. There are also daily games with big cash prizes. Easy to use, even if you're new to the sport. Download the Stable Duel app now and start playing right out of the gate. That's the Stable Duel app. Sweetie,
She's still eating it.
have you not fed the dog?
She's eating treats the whole fucking time. She just likes she.
Look at the sheet.
Hey, Mimosa.
Let's get the dog a treat. Here, you want the sheet back? Okay. Sheets, treats. I think she just likes rhyming.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can keep doing the read. Sorry.
All right. No, I've already done the read.
You get my picks.
I'll get my picks. Orioles, Red Sox under 9.5. It's a weather under for me. I've been on an under kick. I'm
You
thinking
said
about
that.
getting the graveyard thing. I'm thinking about getting the old costume out, the hat. I'm going to be the Undertaker. What?
I didn't get my picks for the graphic. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you have to text from TJ by 10:30 every day. You didn't know you were going to be on the show by 10:30.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you to be on the show till 11.
That is true. I do have picks, though.
Marlins money line plus 105 over the Rays. Angels money line to beat the White Sox again plus 100 or even. Astros A's under 8.5. I love Luzardo for the A's and Raptors -2 against the Warriors tonight. Jeff, what are your picks?
So we're gonna go a little soccer. I said I bet soccer.
A little soccer.
La Liga,
Waste of grass.
Levante money line over Huesca, I believe how you say it.
Yeah,
they're one of the
of course.
worst teams in La Liga.
They're terrible.
And then a bunch of Serie B, which I think that's how you say in Italy. Could you say
So that's not Serie A. That's
This is oh no, they're playing tomorrow. They're
Okay.
10 matches tomorrow.
It's Series B is what you're saying.
Yeah, Monza over 2.5 against Entella, one of the worst teams in the league. Lecce, I don't know how to pronounce that, over 2.5 as well. Salernitana, both pretty good teams. Lecce's better. Brescia money line over Pordenone, they're terrible. They're pretty good too. And then Venezia against Regina, who is also fucking terrible money line. You can parlay all 5 of those things together.
Sounds good, but
You can have a big payout there.
how confident can I be if you can't pronounce the names?
It's not I know the logos. I know what I'm looking at. I can't pronounce it. I don't speak Italian.
I love that she scratches your knee to get down.
I love those
Speak
plays, though.
Italian.
What?
Also, UConn prop if you're in Michigan,
Yeah, get
Illinois,
on it.
or Pennsylvania.
Rico, what you got
UConn
today?
Boost.
Pelicans +2.
Wow, she really did a number on that.
White Sox money line. A's, Astros under 8.5. It's gonna be a pitching duel.
Think about the
A's
White
don't-
Sox money line. I just like the Angels to win again. I feel like the White Sox, they're gonna they'll lose the series out there and they'll get home and they'll rip
Then
off
they'll
like
come
8 or
back.
9 in a row.
All
Yeah.
right.
You okay?
I'll take the value.
Tell you
yeah.
what, you fucking
the
work at this
value on it.
company. You know what the White Sox are doing at all times.
At all times. Well, there are certain teams you always know. when
at
they-
all.
Did you see what they did yesterday? They hung up Eloy Jimenez's jersey
like
in
he
the
was
locker.
dead. Yeah.
He tore his pec.
Thought
He's
he
fine.
I thought he was dead.
He's fine.
That's a
Yeah, actually,
crazy-
no. Honestly, if you had not known he hurt himself,
You would think he was
you would
dead.
have thought he died.
Yeah. You would have thought this is a tribute to a guy who died
Nuts.
in a car wreck in the offseason.
Nuts.
But he's fine.
It means it's just gonna have. I mean, you could.
It's
you
fine.
could.
She's a dog.
I will say now it's on you for just not picking up the paper. And
Well,
putting it
I've
next
already
to you.
used the paper. I think you can zoom in on her now. I
Shows off the rails.
show's never been on the rails.
Oh, this was fun. I like. When
We're
you ask
not
me to-
done.
I like. Oh yeah, we got 7 minutes. I like.
Yeah,
talking, I
we're-
like talking hoops.
Final four. You got anything that you haven't said that needs to be said?
I don't know.
You do the Barstool
Well,
Bench Mob podcast.
Nah, I
Download,
think
subscribe to
it's
it. Leave a
gonna
5-star
be-
review.
I think it's gonna be an underwhelming Final Four. Their only prayer at a close one is Houston Baylor.
I always tell people about Bench Mob to download, subscribe to
Yes.
it, leave a 5-star review.
Could you pick the paper up though? Because that would be helpful.
You know I can't see 5-star reviews anymore. Like, did they just get rid of the reviews?
I don't understand. I've stopped paying attention to how, like, the reviews and like stars and you get so in your head with that shit. Just put out a good product, right?
Yeah, look.
That's my thought.
Give this show
no,
a
they're
5-star
back.
review.
They're
while
Give it
you're
a
back.
5-star
They're
listening
review.
to it.
Also on YouTube,
And
like and subscribe.
smash like.
Yeah,
They're
on YouTube,
back.
hit that like that. Please.
Destroy the like button.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
what I was saying was, Rico, I pimp your podcast all the time. Why don't you tell people about wrestling?
Wrestling is going to have Fun Anthony on next week
Not true at
to
all.
break down
Not true.
WrestleMania. You're going to teach Brandon how to make drinks. Loser, you pick the World Championship belt match. Loser goes through a table. Him and Fun Anthony.
Fat Anthony.
Fun Anthony.
So Fat Anthony could put me through a table next week.
Absolutely.
I would sign off for that.
You know he fake stuns people when he takes pictures and selfies. That's his bit.
One of my great things back in the day was I could
Selfie stunner.
I could
He
take
goes like this, like to Jeff. Like, yeah, selfie stunner.
I could take a stunner
So
better than anybody. I could take a Stone Cold Stunner. I had
We'll
a
have
great
to do
sell.
that.
Had a great sell.
We'll
If
have
Fat
to do
Anthony
that.
wants to come in here, I'll take a stunner from him.
All right.
Oh.
Where are you going? What's the main event this week?
So it's next week. I will be going to WrestleMania next week. I'll be leaving on
WrestleMania.
Thursday. It's Drew McIntyre against Bobby Lashley on one side. On the other side is Roman Reigns against Daniel Bryan against Edge. I'm sure you've heard of Edge.
I've heard of Drew McIntyre.
What's Dave doing? He looks very confused out there. Now he's leaving. No, I think he's just letting the food guy in or something. Yeah, no, WrestleMania is next week.
New Kids on the Block.
It's going to be in Tampa. New
Drew
Kids on the
Mac.
Block's here?
Drew McIntyre.
It took you a while to get to that one, but you landed that plane pretty
I had
good.
to make sure that was the right thing.
It was Joey McIntyre, right?
Oh, it was?
Who's better?
Brothers?
This is a real conversation that we're going to have for 30 seconds. I say NSYNC greater than Backstreet Boys.
So I was always an NSYNC guy.
Yeah.
Like I always preferred them, and then I was told in college by like many people, like friends that I had, they were like, "Oh, what fucking? They're like Backstreet Boys. Who likes?"
No, I'm an NSYNC guy.
Yeah,
I'm an NSYNC guy. What about you, Rico?
My wife was an NSYNC girl, so I guess I'm NSYNC.
Okay.
She
Team
said
NSYNC in here.
NSYNC was the best.
Go.
The thing I still can't get over is that a guy writes a hit song and then becomes a major lead, like financial advisor and like billionaire in Warren Buffett, Margaritaville, and then is worth just billions and billions and billions. of dollars.
That's not acceptable. I'm sorry.
You got to see how mad he gets.
That's just not even like.
It's a Friday.
That's not even a joke. That's not even a joke.
Margaritaville.
There's not even a joke there. Like the other one was a joke, and while I hated it, it was amazing, and I laughed. I was in tears.
Who cares? Doesn't have to land.
Just
look
playing
at
the fucking hits.
Look at how
He's
mad
playing
he
the
gets
hits.
on a Friday. I'll send him home. He's going to be pounding people
Yeah,
on
he
the
talks
train.
about complaining about when they play pick and roll on him. Just one-on-one, I can't handle him in man-to-man defense. He knows that. I can't check you man-to-man.
He's going to be on Jersey Transit. Somebody's going to be like, can I have your ticket? He's like, fuck you, Warren Buffett. Like, all right,
I'm making a trip to Long Island tomorrow with Nick.
Really? Where are you going?
We're gonna go.
Nick who?
Torini.
Oh, okay. I think about my Nick.
We're gonna go.
Yes, you own every name, Rico. Every name belongs to you.
We're gonna go to Borelli's tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna go to a shopping mall, Roosevelt Mall.
Okay, this sounds like the most boring Saturday of all time.
To do what?
Nick and I like brands and nostalgia. He wants Jimmy John's. Might go to Outback or something. We're gonna do just random like things.
On a Saturday, you and Nick are going to Jimmy John's.
He wants Jimmy John's. We'll go to like Dairy Queen. Man, we're just gonna go to like.
You know what's crazy?
We're gonna go to a shopping mall and like soak up '90s and like 2000 nostalgia.
We're in a city with incredible deli sandwiches, probably the best deli sandwiches in the world. Give me a good Jimmy John's sandwich every now and then. I'm fine.
Wrong. Jimmy John's stinks.
Jersey Mike's.
Anything else?
I like Firehouse subs.
Jimmy John's doesn't toaster sandwiches.
Jimmy John's is an incredible interstate.
Jimmy
Jean's is an incredible interstate sandwich place.
Bad
They're
sandwiches.
always fast. If you're on the interstate and you're driving somewhere and you see Jimmy John's, you know you can trust it.
You know.
You know what doesn't get enough run? Blimpie.
Blimpie?
My aunt gets a
The OG
6-foot
is in
hero
Hoboken.
from Blimpie. And it's
I like Blimpie.
awesome. 6-foot hero for every Christmas party. Blimpie
Do
6-foot
they have
hero.
Firehouse
Jimmy
subs
John's.
up here?
I don't know.
Firehouse
they-
subs are delicious.
I don't know if
do.
they do, but
By us, they do.
They're fantastic.
okay.
Yeah, but
Because I first saw them in Florida. I had one in Austin. Yeah,
Give me a good
Jersey
New York
Mike's is
steamer.
better.
I prefer Jersey Mike's, but Jimmy John's has that thing with their mayo where it's like they mixed in 50% water, 50% mayo, so it just like pours out of the sandwich when you open it up. It's gross.
Does
They
any-
also only have provolone cheese. That's unacceptable.
Does
I love talking restaurants, and TJ's fire right now
I
for hating
hate
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy
is
John's.
excellent.
Does
I
anybody
fucking hate
here know how to give a Stone Cold Stunner? Because I'll take one on camera if you'd like. We'll do one later. Rico, you don't know what it is because
Yeah, I do. I know what a stunner is.
I'll take a
We
stunner
got Fun
later.
Anthony to do it for charity.
Bring Fat Anthony in. We'll do the stunner.
No, we'll start a GoFundMe and it all goes to the Barstool Fund.
You just know a girl named Charity on Staten Island. You can give it all to her.
I'm not gonna give it to her. And no, I don't know anybody named Charity.
Joey Yanks.
J420. Bill. Bill is the most fascinating of those characters. He is. Donnie Damage.
These are all your guys, or these are
Kenny
all?
Hammer. Yeah, I know a lot of guys. Vinny Minsk. Mikey Blings.
So you just put a Y on the end of anybody's name and then add some sort of
That's
noun.
just their names. Vinny Fest was
There's
a
a little
teacher.
re- there's a little
Vinny
reference
Fest was
there.
a teacher
Yeah.
of mine in high school.
Johnny Fireplace.
He fell
just-
off the stage at Beatstock 03, got abused.
Uh,
Remember Beatstock?
I-
Anyone know about Beatstock?
absolutely not. Is that on Shroot Farms?
It was a KTU concert that they used to have. It was unbelievable.
You can't tack on an Office reference to a Jersey Shore reference.
I think you can. Beatstock saying it was a Shroot Farms. That's good wordplay.
He got called up from college.
The power rankings of jokes
I'm sorry.
today.
The best jokes we had here was Ruth.
no, the dog talking joke. I actually
this sweet girl
think,
right here.
I think Warren Buffett, Jimmy Buffett beat that joke.
Look at this sweet
Look
girl
at how
right
mad
here.
it gets him.
All right, Final Four this week. We'll be back Monday to talk about it. Talk about the national.
Have a
championship
great
game.
Easter.
Hey, we'll be in Philly tomorrow streaming. All the gambling guys will be in Philly streaming the Final Four, so check it out. Barstool Sportsbook, Michigan, Illinois,
Hit the like button on
Pennsylvania.
Great props. Subscribe.
The Yak is up next.